the number one thing is emotional intelligence, all right? And you lose your emotional intelligence whenever you're faced with something that you really want. Whenever you're faced with something that promises to fulfill your dreams and fantasies. What tends to happen is that you stop thinking short term, the scope of your vision narrows, and you start projecting. You become impatient and you become more reactive. And you could be an emotionally intelligent person, but under that circumstance, you lose that emotional intelligence. You become more reactive. You become more emotional. Your personality completely changes. Everything about your face changes because your emotional state affect the little muscles in your face, like your emotional mood. You know when you feel like a little subtleness of anger or subtleness of anxiety, it may not be noticeable, but the little facial muscles react to that slow simmering mood. Now, when the emotions become too intense, the bigger muscles become more activated, and you can see it more obviously, to the point where all of a sudden the bigger muscles become more active. In other words, moods affect the little things here, the little muscles here, the little muscles here, the little muscles here. And the more intense the mood, the bigger muscles get infected by it, right? And so it'll show in your bigger muscles like this, like you become more like, when maybe you were like this, and now you're a little anxious, you're like, maybe you might be blinking more. But the higher the anxiety, the bigger muscles start to become more activated. Bigger muscles, bigger muscles, bigger muscles, bigger muscles. Like, you see what I'm saying? So we want to watch out for the subtle changes because that's what really penetrates the mind. The subtle, like the subtle communication of anxiety. So whenever you're facing somebody, you're in the face of somebody that you want a lot, or somebody that fulfills your fantasies, you lose your emotional intelligence. And so that usually will manifest itself with lack of self-awareness. In other words, you don't know how high your pitch is. You don't know how quick you're responding. In other words, you don't know how desperate you come across. For example, people who are corrupt, people who are evil, they lack self-awareness that they don't notice how evil they are compared to other people. Like, they're so divorced from reality, right? Another thing that happens when you lose your emotional intelligence is that you lose your ability to control your emotions. You lose your ability to empathize, to be able to sense what other people think of you. So with that, you're not able to get that feedback and fix your mistake. You lose your ability to socialize correctly. You lose your motivation to try to fix things. You lose your ability to have conflict resolution, and conflict resolution is highly important. This is why. In life, conflict is everywhere. And in my experience, women find me most attractive when I show them my conflict resolution skills. When I tell her, look, man, Quintisha, look, I like you and I want you. No, I like you, but you've been acting a little, distant lately. Is there something you want to talk about? Or even when I tell her, hey, look, man, lately you've been distant. I don't like the way you've been, so busy all of a sudden. Like, I want to see you, but if this is how things are going to be, I prefer to walk away. Do you want to work this out? Let's have a conversation. And those conversations, and guys might listen to me and say, oh, that's so fucking lame. What do you mean conversations? How do I get her to like me? Motherfucker, listen up, bro. These types of conversations create an awkwardness. It creates an awkwardness between you and the girl, right? And these conversations, when you and this is how it goes. It has like a shit. You're talking, and then you tell them you got to talk. You talk it out. It's uncomfortable. You find the solution, and then you finally resolve it. And all of a sudden, you get the oxytocin hit. There's like an oxytocin hit that creates a deeper bond. Conflict resolution creates more attraction in men and women. And the reason why is because the reconciliation, it's like makeup sex, right? The sex becomes better, the spending time together becomes better, and the woman just becomes more attracted to you. Like, in my experience, they become more attractive. And so that even happens with guys. Women have done that to me, and I've seen the effect. But if you have no emotional intelligence, you're not going to be able to have these types of conflict resolutions because you might end up throwing a chancla at her, right? Not at her. Holy shit! Not at her. Oh God! Not at him, right? Right? Like, you might it's like conflict resolution. You can't create this effect that increases attraction without having emotional intelligence, because your confrontations will create like too much chaos. And this is like, this happens with some people. Like, you can't have an argument with them. You can't talk about the problems you have with each other because they just scream. They scream and they ruin the whole conversation. And they choose to do that because they prefer chaos over resolution. Oh my fucking God, Father Alex, we live in a moment. Yeah, exactly. I've dealt with people like that who rather than talk, they scream and they're like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. Why are you talking to me? I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to resolve this issue that we have. You know what? Get out. I've done that too. I'm like, get the fuck out. I'm not get the fuck out. Before I say get out, I start recording the audio with my phone. I'm like, hey, you know what? Crazy white girl, get the fuck out. She's like, what? What do you mean get the fuck out? I said, get the fuck out, man. You're so disrespectful. Get out. I want you out. I want you to leave. And I've done that. Why? Because I noticed, okay, this person cannot have a conversation without screaming. I can't respect you. I can't respect you. Because you could be an extremely intelligent person, but if you have low emotional intelligence, your relationships are going to be shit. You're always going to be causing problems. You're always going to be causing misunderstandings because I don't need you to be, in general, right? I don't need you to be that intelligent. I just need you to be emotionally on point. You see, people don't respect people who have no emotional intelligence, who have no control of their emotions, over their anger, over their impatience. People just cannot respect that. They look at you and say, why should I follow you? Why should I respect you? If you can't even listen to your own body, listen and be able to control your own body, what makes you think I should give you some power? No, man. You got to control yourself. Understand what makes you angry. Understand what makes you needy. Understand the good people for you, the bad people, your taste, the things that you like, the things that you don't like. That will bring you more respect. I promise you. I know it sounds counterintuitive. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org and I'll see you guys later. All right, if you guys enjoy these videos about stoicism, dating, relationships, self-help, moving up in life, I would recommend you guys check out some of my courses that I have for sale. These courses are courses for men and women. For example, Nice Girl, Nice Guy is a course about how to become more assertive. Natural Chemistry is a course for women that I have on how to develop strong relationships. Dark Game is a controversial course that I have for guys on how to attract women in their life and keep it. It's not as dark as it seems, but we do talk about some dark psychology in here. Psychological Game of Attraction is a course that we made for women who are single. And as you see, we have a course about how to develop charisma, emotional mastery, which is a course about how to develop a meditation practice and how to improve your emotional life, to become more resilient, to not let rejection hit you so hard, to be able to bounce back from failure. I have a course called Nice Guy, which is a course for guys who are single and guys who want to be able to develop more assertiveness training, right? Most of these courses come at $99. And there you could also purchase the bundle where you guys can purchase all of the courses in one go at a discounted rate, right? We have a bundle for women and a bundle for men. So click in the description down below to check them out. You could browse around and see the courses that you like. And if you don't like them, you guys can ask for a 30-day money-back guarantee, and I'll give you guys the money back, okay? And in fact, we actually have a new one for women right now we're developing. It's called The Feminine Woman. So if you're a woman watching, this course is specifically to help women become more feminine, to embrace their feminine while embracing their masculine energy. And I'm actually going to make a course for that, like that for men, which is called the Masculine Man, which is a course on how to develop masculinity and develop masculine energy, to attract women in your life, to attract business success in your life, to be able to be better socializing, to read people better. It's truly an all-around course. So if you guys want to check out those courses, click on the description down below where it says purchase the courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.